can't talk. Hello everybody, Alyne Hart here. Oh my gosh, it has been so long since I've sat in front of the camera and made a video for my channel. I had so much going on. My new job takes so much out of me. It's almost unbelievable. And I don't get days off together anymore. And I really just decided to focus, once again, on myself and my health and my family and everything else. And in the meantime, I also finished, drumroll please, I finished writing my book. I have been so excited about this book. If you follow me anywhere on social media, you know that I cannot stop talking about this book, and it's finally done. It is with my editor, it is with my beta readers, and so today I am doing my much anticipated, at least for me anyway, I've been dying to share it, my cover reveal. I'm so excited about this cover. I had the idea for this book pretty much about a year ago. Honestly, if I looked back in some posts, in some groups, I think this is around the time that I came up with my main concept for this story. I had something else that I was writing, and then I just took a really long break. But in between that, I was working with one of my friends. He is a fitness model. His name is Davin, Addison. He's incredible. He's been an amazing friend along this journey. And he hooked me up with a photographer by the name of Michael Downs. He's an amazing sports and physique photographer, and he didn't normally sell to authors, so I was so excited to buy an image from him. So I've been dying to share this book, baby, and I've been dying to get it done and do this story justice. And so on top of my cover reveal today, my pre-order is also live. I'm going to go ahead and post that down in the links below. And I thought that I might do a first chapter reading. Now, normally when I'm launching a book, I post the first chapter on my blog, but I thought I wanted to do something maybe a little different this go around, and maybe just kind of come back to YouTube and say hi. And also, hi 409 subscribers. That is amazing. Thank you. I think the last time I filmed a video, I was maybe at 300, and I haven't been around, so to get that many new followers just in that amount of time is really awesome. So thank you so much. I have so enjoyed my time on YouTube, and I know that I have created content that has helped a lot of people. It's always been one of my goals to, if I know something, I want to share it with you. I don't want to, have all, knowledge and keep it all to myself. I want people to know things too. So I hope that I have helped some newer authors, or even other authors, just maybe with things they were struggling with. Not that, my advice is the best on the block, but I do like to try and share what I know. So I hope that you have enjoyed this with me, and I know that I've made some amazing friends. As far as the future of my YouTube channel, I'm not really sure what that looks like. I have become increasingly more private since opening my life up, becoming an author. So before my author journey, however you want to say it, I designed digital scrapbook kits. I was a scrapbook kit designer, and it didn't really matter to me to have my life out in the open. The book world is a lot different, and it's very there's a lot of toxicity, there's a lot of drama, and a lot of judgment. So much of my life is already up online. I share snippets of my life on Instagram. Up until not too long ago, my personal Facebook page was public, and I did take that private because I really didn't feel like sharing my life with the entire world and having it up for judgment. And same goes with the YouTube channel. It's just another piece of me that's out there that I'm not sure I want out there for judgment. And so yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with it in the future. I do enjoy coming here making videos, and I enjoy doing things like this, so hopefully you will welcome me back to the flock with open arms. And first, I just want to tell you a little bit about Crash Into Me. So Crash Into Me is a novel, a concept I came up with about a year ago, and it is about a widowed woman. Her name is Megan. She lost her husband of 11 years. Like most people who suffer a massive loss like that, she's having a hard time moving on and coping, and pretty much doesn't see herself dating anyone ever again which is kind of the premise for most romance novels. If they were out looking for love, like, why would we even write that book? We wouldn't. But she's definitely not looking for anyone, and she's definitely not looking for the guy that she ends up bumping into. He's much too young for her. He happens to be a student of hers in her creative writing class, which adds a little bit of taboo yumminess, because in romance you gotta have a little bit of the forbidden, or it's not exciting. And he says things that are exactly like her husband would say, and he writes poetry using some of the same words that her husband would have, and he knows things about her. The whole book is their journey in what the fuck is going on and falling in love, and really just trying to figure that out. The concept was so big. I know it's been done, you know, in movies, and I can think of a couple of romance novels where it's been done before. I really had no idea what I was taking on. I had to really plot very carefully and go back in and add little nuggets to where normally I could just, you know, pass things by. So I really hope that I did my plotline justice. And I also understand that this concept is not going to be something that is everyone's cup of tea, and I'm totally okay with that, because in the end, I was very passionate about this story and very passionate about writing it, and it took a lot out of me. But I did it, and it's done. So let's get into the first chapter reading. I'm so excited about this. When you're old, you have to wear reading glasses. When I was 12 years old, my grandmother took me to see a gypsy woman named Lavinia who read palms. She handed her $20, and I watched with a rapt enchantment as she studied my hands, shaking her head and clucking beneath her breath. "This is not good," she said, repeating the sentiment twice. Her ample, cheetah print-covered bosom heaved with the force of the breaths she took, and her heavily lined lashes lifted to look me in the eye. "You will live a long life. First, you will be very happy. Then, you will be sad. Very, very sad. For a long time." "Why will I be sad?" "It's not good," she nodded gravely. I squinted and leaned in closer, mesmerized by her thick accent and wise-looking silvery eyes. "It will be bad. Very bad. You will feel as if you've died." "Megan, let's go." My grandmother butted in, taking me by the wrist and lifting me from my seat. With all the strength I could muster in my 12-year-old body, I stayed put, enraptured by the woman. "Why will I feel dead?" "Something very tragic," she went on, despite my grandmother's warnings. "She's 12. No need to scare her." "I'm not trying to scare her." Her gaze left mine and met my grandmother's. "She needs to know this, or she might not survive it." "I want to know," I whispered, pushing my palm impatiently forward. "You will find love, and you will lose it, and it will hurt so bad you will feel like you can't breathe. You'll feel this way for a long time, and then you will love once more. And—" She paused, wrinkling her brow in confusion as her fingernail traced a deep line from my pinky to my index finger. "This is curious." "What?" Her head shook. "I can't be certain. I've only seen this once before. It's so strange." My grandmother yanked me from my seat and tugged me by the collar of my coat and out the front door before I could hear the rest. The woman called out for me to come back someday. Afterward, my grandmother insisted the woman was a fake, and that I shouldn't believe her. But I would think about it a lot. I would stare at the palms of my hands and study the lines, swirls, and creases that reached across my skin. I would study the length of my fingers as she had, squeezing the meaty part where the base of my thumb met my wrist, and wonder if it all actually meant something. As I got older, for the most part, I'd forgotten about it. My life moved along at the pace it should, and it hit all the standard milestones. I went to high school, made the cheerleading squad, and got crowned homecoming queen. I went off to college, where I met my husband and put on the freshman 15, simultaneously. We got jobs, paid off our student loans, we bought a house, and I rescued a cat. In fact, my life was perfect. Until 16 months ago. 16 months, 4 days, 5 hours, and 12 minutes to be exact. Then everything changed. Now I think about my hand a lot, and if she'd been right. Because losing him felt like I wanted to die. But that's how it's supposed to feel, right? When the one thing in the world that brought you the most joy is gone, what else is there to live for? When your soul gets ripped to shreds and the sky closes in on you and your lungs can't seem to get enough air, what do? Some days, it's all I can do to get out of bed and pretend to live. On mornings like this, I like to sit on my back porch, taking deep breaths of air laced with the smoky crispness of the coming September mingling with the salty perfume breezing in off the Pacific Ocean. Lifting a cup of coffee to my lips, I sometimes catch a glimpse of my fingers wrapped around the mug, and I think about my hand. Maybe it's silly to think somehow I could have stopped this, if If I'd gone back to her and asked for more information, maybe Sam wouldn't have taken that road that day. Perhaps he would have stayed home where he would be safe. Maybe I wouldn't have to watch his casket be lowered into the ground while trying to stifle my sobs. Maybe. Now it's just me sitting on the back porch swing and rocking back and forth, taking in the gentle slope of grass and rickety old wooden staircase leading down to the beach, the terracotta pots of lacy foliage and brightly colored flowers lining the walkway, a half-built gazebo just to the left. Sometimes my cat Oliver wants to join me. His paralyzed back legs never stop him, and he uses his front legs to scoot near my feet where he licks my ankles to let me know he'd like to cuddle, which isn't very often. He was my best friend these days, giving me the kind of peaceful companionship I craved. Other times, he had me outright laughing as he races around the house, using his scooter to chase toys with such joy, it always makes me smile. Reaching down, I picked him up, plopping him into the space beside me. We curled into a ball and napped happily. Sometimes, I wished I could be more like him. Given a choice, I would spend the rest of my days in bed, with the covers pulled up over my head to drown it all out. The way people look at me now, the way they talk to me, almost terrified, like I might break down at any given moment. The look in their eyes as they ask me over and over, "Are you okay? How are you coping? How are you?" Laced with so much pity, it makes me sick to my stomach. The answer is always, fine. I'm doing fine. I'm coping just fine. Yes, you can say his name, and no, I don't need another casserole. Don't get me started on the casseroles. But the truth is, I have to say that I'm fine. I have to smile and say thank you for the casserole. I have to act like I don't notice people staring at me in the grocery store, like if I picked up the wrong box of cereal, I might burst into hysterics. People become afraid of you. Not wittingly, of course, but deep down, on some level, they are scared that you will cry, that you will actually tell them how you are, and that no, you aren't coping well on the days when you can't get out of bed. They suddenly become preoccupied with finding something in the bottom of a bag or a phone call, all to avoid talking to you. And the look of terror when they slip and say his name, it sucks. It really, really sucks. The ringing of my phone snapped me out of my overthinking. Plucking it off the seat beside me, I glanced at the screen. Gemma. "Hey, Gem. Are you ready for next week?" Her always perky voice chirped on the other end. A small laugh escaped my throat. "As ready as I can be, I suppose. You seem awfully excited about it." "Everything excites me," she laughed back. "It's part of my charm. If you need help with anything—" "I know," I interrupted, pressing my fingertips to my temples. "I'm ready. I tweaked an old syllabus. I'm organized and prepared." I let out a deep breath. "And if I need help, I'll ask. I promise." "Promise?" "Promise." "Meg?" Her voice went low, doubt coloring her words. "It's your first year back, and no one expects you to be perfect. You know that, right?" A knot formed my throat, and I gulped before it turned into a full-on chokehold. Nodding to myself, I ran my fingertips along the pattern in my plaid pajama pants, focusing my attention in on the texture and bumps of the well-worn fabric. "I've got it. Okay. I love you, Megs. I love you too, Jem." So that is the first chapter of Crash Into Me. I'm so excited about this book. I cannot wait to get it out into the world and hear what people think of it, good or bad. I'm always open to feedback and hearing people's thoughts on things. Once again, I understand that this is a subject that a lot of people aren't going to be into, and I'm totally okay with that. I am prepared for that, but I cannot wait to get it in people's hands. As always, because I don't always market books on here, I write steamy romance, so there is a good amount of some hot sex happening. But as I have said before, I write romances, and I think that if people are falling in love, that they should be having hot sex. I'm gonna write it, and I love writing it, and it's not what my books are all about, but it is in there. So if you were like, oh heck yeah, I'm gonna order that book, but you are somebody who is not into reading hot sex, then please don't buy my book because I wouldn't want you to be offended. Thank you very much, and I hope to be back again soon. I might try and think of some videos to do. You know, winter's coming up. I'm gonna be stuck in the house a little bit more, and I might try and, you know, find a way to get back into the swing of this. I don't plan on getting back to writing. I'm gonna give this a couple of months, and then I'm jumping right into another series that I'm once again, super pumped about. When am I not excited about something? That's probably the better question. It is a story that was really popular on my blog back in the day when I used to write stories in serial format. It was about these characters, Matt, Miley, and Luke, and they were models all at the same modeling agency, and so much drama. Love triangle, battered, damaged men, alpha heroes, and I am writing one of my least favorite tropes. Luke is an alpha hole, but he's integral to the story, so I'm gonna write an alpha hole and a damaged man and a bad boy and just lots of gritty goodness with some fashion and glamour. So super excited. Stay tuned. I will be back. Thank you so much. And if you enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you have not yet already, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. So when and if I upload another video, you will get notified. Thank you.